Good evening, everyone. This is Project Aletheia. Tonight we're going to be talking about Nick Fuentes' American First last episode. Plus, we're going to be adding another. We're only going to talk about one thing, and that is Sneako being a complete brown clown, according to everybody now. And this has been backed up. We're going to go back to Nick's last show, but we're also going to listen to a clip that we have with this guy. Like, after 4th of July being a complete disgrace to the American people. Let's take a listen here.
This is the Islamic Republic of New York Islam. Islam will be in every household. Inshallah, the whole world is Muslim. Welcome to Mamdani's New York. You see this city? You see how it looks? Inshallah, your city looks just like this too.
Yeah. Like, that's a complete disgrace. Complete disgrace. He's out there. I think this thing is, like, fading off here. But, like, truly, he's out there making a total fool of himself, talking about how Islam's going to be the future, so on and so forth. Bro, this is America, man. We're not. Listen, like Nick said, Islam served the purpose for 2023 and 2024. But, like, make no mistake, man. Like, this is a Christian nation. Make no mistake. Let's go ahead and listen to what Nick has to say on Sneako, dude. It's a total disgrace, dude. I can't believe this guy. I wish I could play more of it. I don't know why it's not playing. Maybe it's over here. Let's just do this one more time here. I want you guys to, like, kind of feel this here. Here, listen. He's going like this. Allah Akbar.
Islamic Republic of New York Islam. Islam will be in every household. Inshallah, the whole world is Muslim. Welcome to Mamdani's New York. You see this city? You see how it looks? Inshallah, your city looks just like this too.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Like, holy shit, dude. These guys, welcome to the United States, right? It's like the only place in the world where white people will tolerate the people that actually host these people or have made this nation to be the great nation that it is, will tolerate this type of level of bullshit. So, all right, let's listen to Nick from his 1709 episode. It says Israel plot exposed. And we're going to do more of this brown clown Sneako bullshit, dude. I can't believe this stuff, what he's doing here, man. And all right, let's just play it.
So that's your Great American State Fair. I think that might be the death rattle.
He's talking about the fair in Washington D.C., which had nobody there. But now he's going to move on.
Time to let go. But anyway, that's that. I also wanted to
I'm
react
gonna go
to
ahead
this.
and
Did you
hit
see this clip?
Speed
So get a load of
1.25.
So the other day, I reacted to a clip of Sneako crying on a live stream, and then here's where it gets crazy. Aiden Ross reacted to my reaction to Sneako, and then Asmongold jumped in, and he gave his thoughts on Aiden Ross reacting to me talking about Sneako. But not to be outdone. Watch this. Then Sneako jumped in. He came back, circled back around. He reacted to Asmongold reacting to Aiden,
I love the
talking
Rambo.
about me reacting to Sneako crying. So I want to bring up this clip, and I want to get your thoughts on this. We're going to jump in. We're going to see what Sneako said about all this. We're going to pick up where we left off the last time that I jumped into this controversy, and we'll see what everybody's saying online. So this is where it gets interesting.
Yep.
Now, this is where it gets a little bit dramatic. So I'm going to pull it up here on Twitter. We're going to watch the clip. And let me move myself out of the way, just so you can, really follow what's going on. I'm going to go up here. Let's just see. I want to see what Sneako had to say about all this. Let's take a look.
So, okay, the reason that there's 4 screens is because Osmongold, as you saw, he doesn't want to have conversations. Like,
It's the reason why I don't do debates. It's the reason why I don't.
He doesn't do debate because he doesn't like it pressure, and so it's like you see 5 reaction screams. Listen.
Sneako, move to Iran.
Okay, there we go. So he laughed. Aiden Ross says Sneako moved to Iran. Osmond Gold laughs. Controversial take right here because you see this from white supremacists all the time. Well, they'll say like Indians
White
are a Jewish
supremacists
bioweapon.
all the time.
They'll say that the Jews use Indians. India in the motherland and Israel is the fatherland. That they use minority groups to be bioweapons to destroy the world. Hot take, the strongest bioweapon for the Jews is white people. That is the strongest racial bioweapon for the Jews. If you want to call Indians bioweapons or other minorities bioweapons, who is the ethnicity doing the bidding, giving all the money, giving all the military equipment, and fighting the wars for the Jews?
Here, there's another clip. We got to see the whole reaction.
Sneako, move to Iran.
Okay, there we go.
Hang on, wait a second. Do I have the right clip? Find the right clip. Get to the right slide. No, it's Yeezy Cell. Here it is.
Fucked up.
We got to see the whole clip in its
So much
entirety.
worse shit going on in other places in the world that nobody really sheds light on. And every guy was saying the Jew, of course, is trying to.
Look at
No,
the-
dude, it is fucked up what's going on. And
And Aiden right here is doing what the Jew yesterday did it in Times Square. I'm debating this Israeli, and he's saying, "What about North Korea? The UN doesn't talk about that." Yeah, they do. What about the protesters in Iran? The UN ignores that. No, they don't. They talk about it. Well, there's other stuff going on.
By the way, I'm going to get this stuff on screen. I was really hesitant to put this stuff on screen because I didn't want to get, banned on YouTube or anything like that. But I think I will start doing some like reaction screens with these guys on screen. These are all on Kick and Rumble. Like I as far as I can tell, the reason why I do this on YouTube is because I'm not going to get kicked off by listening to their voices. All right, there we go.
World. Why do they care about the genocide? Because fathers in this video that I just showed, that all of them seem to not even see, it like literally doesn't compute to their brains. These are parents that have to dig their children out of rubble. This is not normal.
Nigga? Who's this nigga in the background? Bruh, Dreadhead in the background. What's blood?
This is not supposed to be.
There's a random black guy in Sneako's stream path. Like, it's totally random, dude. It's crazy. That's what Nick's responding to. But Sneako's talking about people, the Palestinians, which everybody sympathized with. But at the same time, all these other guys are talking about, hey, man, this shit happens all over the world. He's like, where does this happen? Where else does this happen? It literally happens everywhere, man. I mean, it happens in China. As far as slave labor, the reason why we have these phones with, like, the battery powered and like, like these kids are digging into, like, caves for us to have, like, battery powered. I mean, like, this shit happens all over the world, and these guys want to just, like, emphasize, oh, well, this one thing in Palestine has happened. I'm completely sympathetic to it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like, this shit happens everywhere, and we have to figure out, like, yeah, we get it, but we have to figure out, hey, man, we know this happens everywhere, but we have to hone us in on the one thing we can do, which is make America great again so that we can go back, and this is my take, is go back to helping other nations as far as, like, missionary work and helping them rebuild their countries. That is the most important thing. We can't let them come into this nation. We can't let people hate our people. I mean, we have been the best nation in the world as far as helping other people, okay? And that's true as far as missionary work, all right? Here we go.
This is not something that just is on social media. Oh, this is just another clip that happens. There's nothing normal about this. This is not regular. But there's other stuff going on. Yeah, and I speak about the lights turning off in Cuba. You see the Cuban diaspora chip out and celebrate it. You talk about the Ukraine war and Russia. This is a proxy war between the U.S. and Russia. That's horrible. But this is genocide specifically on women and children. The UN just confirmed it. That the IDF, the IOF, is specifically targeting children, sniping babies while they're breastfeeding from their mother. This is not something this is just like stuff bad happens.
See, by the way, this is like, here's the problem. Sneako is like every other brown clown in the sense that all these people know how to do is play the victim.
Yep.
All these people know how to do is cry. And they're also the biggest cry bullies. Muslims and non-whites and all these people, they come into America and they say, if you have a problem with this, it's because you're weak. White genocide is happening because you're weak. Your fertility rates are low. White genocide isn't real, it's because you're weak and we're strong. and you are white supremacist, and this is the New World Order, whatever. Muslims are taking over. And then when Jews, vastly superior technologically, are blowing up Palestine and Gaza, then they want it, then literally turns into, think of the women and the children, the women and the children. They're like Jews in that way. Muslims are indistinguishable from Jews in the sense that they are the biggest cry bullies. Jews do exactly the same thing. Jews are always saying, oy vey, think of the 6 million at the Holocaust and all this. And then they turn around and they say, we need to make the goyim afraid of us. We're like the bear Jew from that movie. And Muslims do exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. They love to take up space. They love to dominate New York City and do their call to prayer. They love to... He posted a video the other day of these Muslims chanting, getting ready for war. And then they turn around and they say, why aren't you crying about the women and the children? Bismillah, alhamdulillah, blah, 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 blah. Brown clowns are the biggest crybabies. Honestly, somebody just needs to tell them, like, we don't care. We don't care. We don't care anymore. And the reason that white Christians
really
don't care anymore is because Muslims do.
Might I add, we don't care about black Americans' problems either because of all the boomer blacks who have been, like, privileged by white boomers. Bro, like... Dude, we got our own problems, man. Good luck dealing with your own shit. We got our own problems. Call that what you will. We got our own problems. We can't afford to help you guys. Everybody has their own problems now, man. True story.
Not give a shit about America or about white people or Europe at all. They remind us of this and they tell us all the time. Do they not? Rupert Lowe from Restore Britain, a far-right anti-immigrant party in the UK, he put out a report a couple weeks ago about the epidemic of grooming gangs in the United Kingdom, most of them Muslims. For those that don't know, there's an epidemic of Muslim Middle Easterners raping women and girls in the UK and killing young teenage boys in the UK. And by the way, this happens all over Europe. It happens in France, it happens in Belgium, it happens in Germany, it happens in Italy. These disgusting third world primitives, mostly from Muslim countries, come to Europe, steal from our generous welfare states, and when I say white, when I say ours, I mean white people's. They prey upon the young girls, they're indecent in public, and they murder and try to gang up on and kill young white men. And when this happens, do we hear anything from Muslims? Anything at all? Do we see the atrocity propaganda on Twitter like we do with Palestine? Do we see Muslim activists coming out and condemning this? Do we see Muslims coming out and saying this is a tragedy and something must be done? Do they protest? Not even a little bit.
Nope.
No, actually the opposite. All Muslims do is try to cover up and lie about it. That grooming gang report came out, and all Muslims like Sneako did was come out and try to discredit the report and say that anybody that was talking about it is a Zionist. Anybody that's talking about Muslim rape gangs, they're part of some Jewish plot. That's not real. Why do we always blame Islam? We don't blame Catholics when Mexicans sell drugs. Why are we blaming Islam? You see the double standard? Muslims, who by the way hate us, the Palestinians in Gaza, they hate us. And you may think that maybe they're justified in their hatred. That's a separate conversation. They hate us. They don't like Christians. They don't like America. Same with Iranians. Same with a lot of these people. They don't like America. There's no love lost there.
Yep.
But when they are slaughtered, when their infrastructure is destroyed, and truthfully, when their women and children are killed, the refugee tents are bombed, Americans and white people and Christians and leftists too, we're the first ones to speak up. We're the first ones to say it's a genocide. We're the first ones to say Israel has to stop. It's all the European countries sticking up for them. Saudi Arabia is not...
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know what you guys, you non-whites, think is going to happen without us whites, dude. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Even though there's so many of us pussy-ass whites who don't, you know what I mean? Like, I know so many pussy-ass whites, but at the same time, what do you guys think life is going to be like without whites? Have you guys thought about that? Do you think about that? Do you even care about that? Do you have the intellectual capacity to think about that? You don't think about that. You just think like we're suppressing you. We're not. We're not, dude. It's crazy. Unreal. Let's keep going.
Sticking up for them. The UAE isn't sticking up for them. It's France. Emmanuel Macron recognized a Palestinian state. It's Spain. It's Ireland. It's these countries, it's white people sticking up for Brown Clownistan. It's always the foolish, altruistic white people sticking up for Brown Clownistan. Meanwhile, their own people couldn't give a shit. You know, for all this talk about Muslim solidarity and, you know, Muslims don't infight, and that's the beauty of Islam. Saudi Arabia is the land of the Prophet. Saudi Arabia is the land of the two holy mosques.
Here we go.
And they're the biggest accomplices of Israel.
Yep.
Always have been. They are the biggest accomplices of the United States and Israel. Where do you think the U.S. gets their oil and their energy?
So he's saying, like, Saudi Arabia, where the cube is, where Mecca is the biggest accomplices of Israel and of America. Dude, I mean, think about that. Like, that's a major thing. That's a major thing. And Americans don't know this. I don't know if you know, Islamists know this all over the world, but think about that. Just think about that.
Since the Roosevelt administration, the Saudis are allowing their territory to be used for all of these operations. The Saudis are allies of the Israelis. Yes, the king of Saudi Arabia, the custodian of Mecca and Medina.
The second Roosevelt, not Teddy. Not Teddy Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt. Franklin D. Roosevelt, which is a total hack and a total hack of Freemasonry, by the way. And I will talk about this in my show. This for America First movement is a neo-Masonic movement. I don't know if Nick knows this, and I've messaged him to see if he knows. I don't think he does, but this is a neo-Masonic movement, and this is from not Theodore Roosevelt, but from FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt. This is a whole new movement on that direction.
Is an accomplice to the genocide in Palestine. But these cocksucking brown clown Muslims, they don't want to talk about that because they're always going to take their own side. They're never going to throw one of their own under the bus. They're always going to defend their brand, their nation, their ideology. They don't critique their own people involved in the genocide. They don't critique their own people raping white people. They're not there defending it. It's all of the white people. The white people, they're going to stick up for Palestine. It's the white people that are getting preyed upon by Muslims. And nevertheless, still being tolerant of your religion. And by the way, so this was Sneako trying to get everybody to cry about Palestine. He was showing some video of some dude crying in Palestine. He's telling his supporters, you guys need to look at this and cry about it. And Aiden Ross rightly said, you know what, man? There's a lot of bad stuff happening in the world. And we just don't have the bandwidth, man. You want us to cry about the third world? Get in line. Look around the world. There's stuff happening in Congo. There's stuff happening in Somalia. There's stuff happening in Libya. There's stuff happening in India and Pakistan. There's stuff happening all over the world. And it's true. The only reason that I'm against the situation in Iran and the rest of it is because Israel is occupying our country and they're making us do things on their behalf. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Aside from that, these Muslims in Palestine, as far as I'm concerned, they're indistinguishable from all the other brown clowns in the world that fucking hate us and are in some miserable squalor. I feel sorry for them. That's a shame. I wish them the best. But that's not why it's an issue for America. It's an issue for America because Israel occupies our system, and it's a problem for Israel. That's what I go with the clip.
This is the worst recorded genocide we have ever seen in history. Well documented in 4K.
Are you kidding me? That's just not even true. That's just not even true. The worst genocide in history, arguably, is the genocide of the Europeans in World War II.
Right.
Almost 100 million white people dead. 100 million white people dead in World War II. You could say that it's the Holodomor in Russia. There are genocides on a much bigger, but it's always like, this is literally no different than what Jews do. Don't you understand? Don't you understand that Jews and Muslims are two sides of the same
He doesn't understand because he's a fucking idiot.
He's
too fucking retarded.
Religion based on works.
That's why.
Trying to trick God with this arcane law code.
He's too fucking
How is it any
stupid.
different? Jews say you can't flip the lights on and off on Saturdays. Muslims say you got to brush your teeth with a stick. Jews say you got to wear a big giant top hat, a big giant black top hat everywhere. Muslims say you got to squeeze your dick a bunch of times after you piss, after you go number one. I mean, look, and if you don't, you're displeasing God. We have to do these things. We have to take part in these arcane, legalistic, works-based codes. to
Works
satisfy God,
based.
right? They both think we're idolaters. They both do that. And they both fundamentally only care about their own people. Jews on the one side crying about the Holocaust, Muslims on the other side crying about the Nakba. Jews on the one side crying about the 6 million and the 1,200 and October 7th. Muslims on the other side crying about 1948 and colonialism and the American Empire and Gaza is the worst thing ever. No, the worst thing, let me tell you the worst genocide in the world right now. The worst genocide in the world right now is being perpetrated against whites. And would you like to know why? It's because whites created civilization. That's why.
Yep.
Because when white civilization falls, there goes the civilization of Shakespeare and Dante and Mozart and Michelangelo
Yep.
and Virgil and Homer.
Yep.
There goes civilization of the golden race. Palestinians are going to get pushed somewhere else, okay? They were pushed into Jordan. They were pushed into Lebanon. They're pushed into the Sinai. They're pushed all over the place. I'm sorry, what are they doing in all those other countries?
Right.
You know, it's a horrible tragedy what is happening. It is a brutal, devastating campaign by the Israelis, and it's an absolute tragedy. But white people need to learn to stick up for ourselves. Muslims don't care that we are being genocided. It's also a tragedy that every white country is being invaded by immigrants. Our homelands are being destroyed too. You don't give a fuck about that. I don't think there's a single Muslim alive that cares about that. Certainly not the ones in the Middle East, certainly not Sneako. Sneako got done saying last week, white genocide isn't a big deal, it's not real, it's all in your head, it's because your fertility rates are declining. Everyone's fertility rates are declining. Only our countries are being invaded. Every country in the world, their fertility rates are going down, and almost all of them are below replacement. No one is escaping this. The difference is white countries are the only ones being invaded by non-whites, and that's because they're better. They're better. We have more stuff. That's the difference. We are rich, they are poor. We are advanced, they are primitive. We have technology, they don't. We're productive, they're lazy. That's the difference. There is no exodus of white people moving to the Middle East because it's a dump.
I could just leave it right there. 100% true, right? It's like, what are we going to do? Truly, like, we live in a country that people want to take over. Whites make up 9% of the world's population, and we make up the vast majority of the countries that people want to move into because we do really well. Like, we just, we are a very advanced civilization. So what are we going to do? I don't know, man. I hope that we can figure this out. I'm not very optimistic. There's so many white people are just so fucking, they're like the biggest pussies in the world, man. They really are. Like the ones I work with, the ones that are just like, I gotta look out for myself. Like the business sector. Just look up the business sector. The business sector is a total fucking joke because it's like these total pussies are just trying to like act cool and act like, oh yeah, let's act cool because that's who's gonna like be the like most popular kids in the fucking class. I don't know, man. It's just, what are we gonna do? I don't know. But I think that's about all we can do is like try to figure out, and I'm starting a brotherhood. I'm going to call it the Brotherhood of Aletheia. We're going to be on school.com. And the only thing I can do is just basically dedicate my life to helping young men. I might even become a therapist. Actual licensed therapist. I'm thinking about doing that. So I don't know, man. Let's see. Let's finish this video and see what see what this brown clown has to say.
Before you go and complain about colonialism, I'm sorry, are they moving to Turkey? When was Turkey colonized? Are they moving to any Muslim country? Absolutely not. There's no exodus of white people moving to any one of these. Are they moving to Ethiopia? They were never colonized.
No, they're not.
Although Ethiopia's Christian, to be fair. But no, there are no white people moving to any Muslim country. Those people are moving into Europe because Europe is rich, because Europe is smart, because Europe is productive, because Europe has civilization. And anyway, so we'll listen to, but this is just always. And by the way, I'm just so sick of the third worldism on the Israel critical side. Yep. I'm calling them out. It's the Tucker Carlsons of the world. It really is. It's the Tucker Carlsons. Candace Owens has a little bit of these sympathies, not as badly. It's people like Sneako. It's people like Ian Carroll. It's people like Dan Kazarian. They're third worldists. They're anti-American,
Dan
anti-colonial.
Kazarian.
They're basically left-wing, way too sympathetic to Islam. It's the opposite side of the same coin. I'm America first. I don't want a Zionist-occupied government.
We
I don't
don't
want
fuck
a
with
brown
them.
clown-occupied nation. How is that any better?
Yeah, we fuck with America first, period.
If it's a question of whether we're going to have Jewish oligarchs control the elite sectors of our society, and a question of whether America will be invaded and outnumbered by brown immigrants, I'll choose neither. I want neither of those things. I don't want my city to be full of brown people from other countries, foreign born. I don't want my country controlled by Jews either. Where is that middle position? No one seems to be offering that other than me. You've got Ben Shapiro on one side who says Jews must dominate America and Muslims are the problem. Then you got Tucker Carlson on the other side who says, I just bought a house in Qatar and I love Islam. Submission to God sounds good to me. Islam's not the issue. It's Israel, whatever. And I'm here in the middle saying, it's about white people. It's about Christians. It's about Americans. How about we're doing neither of these? How about we want... I don't want Sneako in my country. Look at this disgusting human being.
Yeah.
Look at this ugly, disgusting... Who wants this in their country? You want this to be America?
No.
He's not. He's just some mystery meat. I mean, look at this. This is a result of multiracialism. This is literally an image of multiracialism in one.
All right, I'm going to go ahead. All right, we're going to close this video out, but I'm going to get this live streaming on the video at some point. I didn't want to have Nick Fuentes on my stream. I have the capability of doing it. I have the streaming services, but I didn't want to have him on there because I thought maybe it would be, I thought I would be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and close this video out. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's just pay attention to what's going on in the world, man. That's it. We as Americans need to pay attention to our American interests as far as Christianity, as far as American interests first, not prioritize the Zionist movement and not prioritize the Islam movement. So that's it. All right. That's all I got for you guys. Peace.